I've been reviewing tech for a long time, and today I want to talk about the things that have really lasted, the things that have stood the test of time, and the things that can really take a beating. Let's get into it. Now, something that you'll probably see again and again in this video is tech that is beat the hell up. Things that are not clean, things that are scratched. That's because they're things that I've used for a long time, things that have really taken a beating. And not all of these are audio products, though some of them definitely are. But you know what, let's start with a couple audio products and then I'll end with one as well. First thing on the list is these. This is the Nothing Ear 2. I have put a ton of miles on these, as I'm sure you can tell looking at them. The case is scratched up, it's got oil on it, it's got fingerprints. I've taken these all over the world and I love them because they sound great, they function well, and you can load your own custom EQ profile on them. If you want to check out the way I EQ them, here's the QR code for it. Back before these launched, Nothing reached out to me and asked how they could make a better product. I sent them some target curves for basically just a neutral overall curve, and Nothing showed that they actually care about the products they make. So the Ear 2 has been my go-to for a wireless in-ear for a long time. Now the next one is something that's simple but underrated. This is a G Drive SSD from SanDisk. You'll see it's got my labeling on here. I've used this with the M1 MacBook Pro for a pretty long time, and it's beat to hell. This is the SSD that goes with me all over the world. I've used it to edit every single video you've seen on the DMS channel for the last roughly 3 years, has been on this SSD before it gets dumped onto my NAS. And it doesn't show any signs of quitting. I've got a couple backups of it, but this is the main SSD I've used for everything, and it's been super tough and super reliable. I've got a few more interesting things here that have made a big impact on my daily life, but first I want to tell you about today's sponsor. The US FTC reported that Americans lost over $10 billion to identity theft and fraud. That's a lot of money. And now scammers are using AI to mimic the voices of family members in phone calls. That's where Aura comes in. Aura is a tool designed to help protect your identity. But it does a lot more than just that. Aura has paternal controls to help keep your kids safe when they're online. It has scam call protection, credit monitoring and alerts if anyone's trying to pull out a credit line, a built-in one-click VPN with safe browsing to help protect you from phishing and scam sites, antivirus on top of that, and more. Their plans have options to include up to 5 adults and unlimited kids. That's a lot of kids. And up to $5 million in insurance. Aura has 24/7 customer support that's based in the US. You can call them anytime and talk to a real person. And right now you can try Aura at the link in the video description with a 14-day free trial. Stay safe out there and protect your identity online with Aura. Thank you, Aura, for sponsoring today's video. Let's get back to it. Jumping back into things, I used to carry around an Apple Watch a lot. And then I switched to this. This is the Garmin Forerunner 45. It's an extremely simple exercise watch. You can replace the band on it with others, but I like using the stock one. The downsides of this is it does have a proprietary charging cable, but the battery life on this lasts for days and days and days. Depending on how heavy I'm using it, I can sometimes get a couple weeks out of it. I use this for exercise, I use it for telling the time, and I use it for some small notifications. It can do a lot more than I allow it to do, but I like to keep things simple. And for a watch that's very simple and has insane battery life, good durability, this has been great. And as the battery does eventually start to degrade, well, it's such a massive battery life compared to how much I use it, I don't think I'm gonna notice it. I've had this for 3 years and it's still going very strong. It's what I use every time I'm out on the bicycle. I use it to GPS track my route as well as my heart rate variability, VO2 max, all kinds of things. But I also use it to control my music when I'm out for a ride or if I'm just going throughout my day. It's also a great watch for when I'm traveling. In the dumb watch world though, there's this guy. Not quite as beat up, but still showing a lot of scratches. This is the Casio World Timer, a watch you can get for gosh, like $20-something. I've had this watch for about 4 years, and it shows no signs of stopping. It says right here on the bottom, 10-year battery. That is very easily replaceable with 4 screws on the back. I've already taken this watch apart, modified it, put different color gels in it, reverted it back to stock, put different bands on it, all kinds of things. And it's a watch that's always reliable. I can always count on it. It's very easy to change time zones with it when I'm traveling. And honestly, I just love the classic look. It's a watch that's dirt cheap, looks great, is nice and reliable, and I can just count on it at the end of the day. Next up is this. This is a Moft MagSafe Wallet. Now, the leather's gotten really, really worn around the edges here, but I got this when the iPhone 14 came out. It's got a nice and strong hinge in here, really strong magnets. I can stick it to the back of an iPhone and use it as a kickstand, either with the phone vertically or horizontally, which is great for travel. I've also hooked it onto airplane seats so I can watch movies, and I can carry my cards right in here. So my ID and maybe 2 or 3 other cards that I need whenever I'm traveling. It's definitely got some wear on it, but it's held up well, and I really like this MagSafe wallet. I like it enough that I even use it when I'm not using an iPhone. I'll just stick MagSafe rings onto the back of an Android device, and I keep using this same wallet. Of course, I took my cards out for the video, but you get the idea. This is a really beat up mouse. I don't use this as much at home, but whenever I'm on the road editing, this is what I throw into my backpack, which is why it is, well, the way it is. It's the Logitech MX Vertical. It's an ergonomic vertical mouse that is really, really good for my wrist when I'm trying to edit on, say, a Can Jam trip, or if I'm in a hotel or on an airplane. It's got good battery life, it's convenient, it's reliable, it has Bluetooth, and it's good for my wrist when I'm editing for really long sessions. I've had this since 2021, and again, it doesn't show any signs of quitting. I also like this when I'm traveling because it has a USB-C plug. I like to carry all USB-C devices when I'm traveling. That way I can use one charging cable for everything. This list would not be complete without the 6XX. These headphones have been used and abused again and again. I've replaced parts on them, I've replaced pads, and I'm probably just going to keep these forever. They're super well balanced, a little bit warm, and just overall an excellent headphone, especially at their price. You guys don't need me to tell you what a 6XX is. I talk about it all the time. Though you might not know about this one. This is the Topping D10. This is the OG version of the D10 that's got USB-in optical out, which is uncommon, but you can use this to drive a set of different DACs. If I'm trying to review multiple pieces of audio hardware, I'll run this optical signal out to a splitter and then put that optical signal into a number of different devices. But also, if I just need a DAC I know I can count on, I'll take this thing out, run USB-in, RCA out, and I know this thing is going to work. It's a really nice piece of hardware for troubleshooting, and honestly, it sounds fine. I've had this since probably 2019 or 2018. And here's something that I've kept in much nicer condition. This is the ZMF Atrium. It's the headphone that I use at the end of a long day when I just want to kick back. This was a custom-made one from ZMF. I actually told them I didn't want to know what color it was going to be, just make something cool and surprise me, and I'll see it when I take it out of the box, and this is what Zach made. I think it turned out really cool, and I use these very, very often. I've got 2 more things for you, and one of them is a bit of a secret. Before that, this is the Keychron Q3. It's a bit dusty. I've put a lot of mileage on this keyboard. The key switches in here are silent alpacas. The keyboard itself has a tape mod, and I am using it with ceramic keycaps. Let's move my microphone over here. Very, very quiet, very satisfying keyboard to type on, and I've been using that one since 2020. The last thing's a bit of a secret. This is Project Omega, and I'm going to make a video about it very soon. This is a headphone that I designed for my own personal use, and I ended up making more. But this has sat on my head behind the scenes for about a year now. We'll talk more about that one soon. I want to thank today's video sponsor, Aura, again. I care a lot about tech that lasts, but I also care about the security of that tech. It's part of a big reason why I'm a fan of analog hardware, because I don't ever have to worry about the digital side of things. And Aura can help keep the digital side of your life protected. Let me know down in the comments what piece of technology has stood the test of time for you. What has really, really lasted? What have you put miles on and scratches and wear and tear? Because that's the tech I want to know about. Other than that, I think I'm going to wrap up this video, guys. If you liked it, leave a like down below. Comment letting me know what you want to see in the future. If you want to get active in the community, you can hit the Discord, the link in the video description. As always, don't forget to stick around and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. Until next one, guys. Peace.